Hello, dear friends, how are you? The life we are living, it is said that this is not a bed of roses at all. The life is challenging. The life is full of challenges. Sometimes we are happy and comfortable, and at certain other times we are not happy, we are not comfortable at all, and at certain other times we have to bear a loss, a big loss, which is not that easy to bear at all. We are suffering from a loss like this one, and it seems that maybe I will never be able to live a normal life again. But the life, after all, have to go on. We cannot stick to a point. The life have to move on. We do have to understand the dynamics of the life. So, my dear friends and fellows, if at all any of us or any of our loved one is suffering from a big loss and they think that maybe they are not going to live a normal life again, our today's talk is for all those people, and it is very important. Each one of us should understand it for the reason I might need it myself, or I might need it for any of my loved one. So, my dear friends and fellows, let's begin. So, there are certain segments of our today's talk, and the first of all, the first segment is that is allow yourself to grieve, allowing yourself to grieve. That is something very important indeed, because it processes our emotions, and if at all we are not allowing ourselves to grieve at all, I think the shock, the pain, the trouble will not leave us again at all. So, for that reason, it is really important to allow ourselves to grieve. How can we do that? Number one, it is that acknowledge your emotions. We do have to acknowledge our emotions. How can it be acknowledged? Recognize and accept your feeling, whether it is sadness, whether it is anger, or it is a numbness. Recognize and accept your feelings, whether it is sadness, whether it is anger, or whether it is a numbness. So that is the number one way, by for the purpose of allowing ourselves to grieve. And now the number two is give yourself time, and give yourself time. Grieving is a process that takes time, so be patient with yourself. Grieving is a process that takes time, so be patient with yourself. So it is the second way for the purpose of allowing ourselves to grieve. And now the third way to allowing ourselves to grieve is that express your emotions. It is express your emotions, cry, write, talk to someone, or engage in a creative activity to express your feeling. And crying is a very good way to express your feeling. Writing, journaling, it is a very good way to express your feelings. And then talking to somebody is a very good way to express your feelings, and it does provide us catharsis, much needed catharsis, or engage in a creative activity to express your feeling. So all the three ways are for the first purpose, and that first purpose was allowing ourselves to grieve. And now the second way, the second segment, the second step is seeking sport. Seek sport. And how can it be done? There are three ways. Number one, reach out to the loved ones and talk to the family, talk to a friend, or talk to a trusted neighbor, talk to a trusted colleague about your loss. It is talk to a family member, talk to a friend, or talk to a trusted neighbor about your loss. That is the number one way of seeking the support, and it is about reach out to the loved ones. Now the second way is join a sport group. How can we join a sport group? That is, connect with others who have experienced a similar loss. There are groups, and there are groups available online and in person as well. So we do have to connect with them who have experienced a similar loss. Now the third way to seek the support, and it is consider a professional help, and that is seek guidance from a therapist or seek guidance from a counselor if you are struggling to cope. That is the second segment, and it comprised seeking support by reaching out to the loved ones, by joining a support group, or by considering a professional help. Now, moving on to the next step, that is take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself, how can it be done? That is the get enough rest. Number one, it is getting enough rest, and it is aiming for 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. Aiming for 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night, and that is how we can take care of ourselves. Now, the second way to take care of ourselves, it is eat a balanced diet. Eating a balanced diet and maintain your physical and emotional health by eating, by focusing on the nutritious food, and it is eat a balanced diet. That is the number second two way about taking care of yourself. Now the third way to take care of ourselves, it is engage in the self care. Engaging in the self care, how can it be done? Practice relaxation techniques. Practicing of relaxation techniques such as meditation, such as deep breathing, or such as yoga. So it is about, take care of yourself by getting enough rest, by eating a balanced diet, by engaging in the self-care activities. Now that was the third segment, and the fourth and the last is create a new normal. Creating of new normal. What is this, by the way? It is there are three ways to start a new normal life. Suppose that you were spending the time with someone else, but who is not available at the moment. You know why? Now you have to structure your day, your time, and you have to structure your new activities. That is creating a neo normal. Number one is establish a routine, create a daily schedule to provide a structure and to provide a stability. Establishing a routine, create a daily schedule. Now, the second way to create a neo normal, it is find ways to honor your loss, finding ways to honor your loss, create a memory book, plant a tree, or engage in a meaningful activity. It is creating a memory book, or it is planting a tree, or engaging in a meaningful activity to celebrate the person or relationship you have lost. It is creating a memory book. It says that get a big notebook and keep writing about your memories inside this memory book, or planting a tree, memorizing or celebrating the loss you have suffered. And the third is engaging in a meaningful activity. How can we do that? A meaningful activity, if at all a loved one had have died because of a particular disease, a new hospital can be started, treating the same sort of patients without any sort of charges or fees. So that is, there are different ways. And now the third is focus on the present. How can we focus on the present? By the way, take things one day at a time. Taking things one day at a time, that is take it is and try to find joy and meaning in your current life. So that was creating a neo normal. Establish a routine, create a daily schedule to provide structure and stability. Number two, Find ways to honor your loss, like creating a memory book, like planting a tree, or engaging in a meaningful activity to celebrate the person or relationship you lost. Number three is focus on the present. Take things one day at a time and try to find joy and meaning in your current life. Now, remember, coping with a loss is a unique and individual experience. Coping with a loss is a unique and individual experience. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself and don't hesitate to seek help when you need it. So that was all about, if at all we have suffered any sort of major loss which is crippling, which has crippled our life, and we are unable to live a normal life again after that particular loss. I think it is curable, it can be treated, and we can bring our life to normal again. Although there is a way to do that, there's a technique to do that, there are certain tips and needed which we've talked about in our today's discussion. So that is all from me at the moment. Thank you very much.